Well, what a way to start the day. West Texas at sunrise. Outside of, geez, I don't know. Hell, 30 miles. 30 miles or so from Fort Stockton. Out here, check this. Oil wells and plateaus. Just West Texas in the morning. Beautiful.
All right, this is Danny.
Oh, sure.
I had started to make this video when
Texas.
I left Austin, but I'm going to go ahead and make it here. I'm at the border in Laredo. I've crossed the border, and it was pretty simple. They did a little bit of searching through my stuff and the bike when I came through, and then I was directed around to, the office where you get your paperwork here. So when you leave the border check as you come in, you kind of hang a left and you go on down for a little ways, and then you got to loop back around and come to this office here, and then you go into the entrance. This is here in Laredo. Go into the left, get your FMM, and they'll direct you to two other places. The first window number 2, you'll get your copies of all of your documents so that you can get your paperwork for your temporary import permit. And it's like, I don't know, 35 pesos for the copies. And then it's a little over 400, I think it was 450 some odd dollars for the temporary import permit, which the majority of that is returned to you once you cross back across the border. They basically, you turn in your paperwork and they will refund the money back to your account, to whichever. So don't pay with cash, always pay with a credit card. That way, at least that you're going to get it back, or you can dispute the charges. But I've always had the money returned. I've never had a problem with that. It's 3 a.m. September 3rd. So there was no line whatsoever. I'm the only guy here. Once I was getting my paperwork done, someone else walked in to get theirs done as well. So late at night is a good time to cross the border. I guess some people say don't drive at night, and that's probably a good idea. But I'm going to make my way on into Nuevo Leon to Monterey for a festival that I'm attending, a tech conference that I'll be attending on the 5th. So I'll find me a room over there, and then most of this trip is going to be camping. So I'll be at beaches and wherever. I'll be using iOverlander quite a bit to find a nice place to camp. As few hotels as possible. I'm going to be, after Monterey, I believe I'm going to Veracruz, Puebla, Acapulco, Morelia, Puerto Vallarta, all over. I mean, whatever places along the way that I find that are interesting, I'll find that out. I'll do my research, and I've been traveling for the last 6 years in RVs and cars all around Mexico, and discovered quite a bit. And I'm hoping this time I discover a whole hell of a lot more. So stay along for the journey and enjoy the ride. So I picked a fine place here in Monterey to pitch my tent. I'm here in town for a conference from the 5th through the 7th, and I ended up in Hotel Dubai, and that's it behind me there. I like to refer to it as Hotel Iraq, because the neighborhood is pretty sketchy. Right, you got your men's club, and then you got down that way, 2 blocks down that way, there's a literal whorehouse down there. I was out looking for beer yesterday and found that sucker. So it's definitely interesting. But if I go back down that way 1 block, next to the OXXO, there was fantastic tacos, 48 pesos for 3 barbacoa tacos. And then in the evening, this little stand right here, this guy opens up, and I had fantastic torta last night for 50 pesos. And so I'm 98 pesos for my meals. That's not too bad. So can't complain about that. It's an interesting hotel. I noticed that after I'd rented it, that there were listings by the hour. So it's obviously, a pleasure house is what I've been told it is. But whatever, either here or there. I've got great journeys along the way to get to after this, and it's just another interesting part of Mexico that makes Mexico Mexico. Shitty hotels. I should be camping, but I'm in a really crappy hotel that they actually rent by the hour. So anyway, if you want, sometimes you got to get creative. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Life on the road.
Yeah, I gotta say, I kind of feel embarrassed. I've driven through this town, Monterey, a dozen times or more, and I've never seen this. I never bothered to take in the beauty. Wow. Tunnels. I was always on my always on my way to somewhere else that I thought was great, and it was, and I never really gave Monterey a chance because of the pollution. I don't really care for Mexico City either for that same reason. That, and it's just a major cluster, what. But I gotta say, yeah, truly impressed here. Alright, so I'm in Monterey now. Hopefully the sound will actually catch. I'm not using my external microphone. But anyway, there's this beautiful mountain up ahead that's covered in clouds, and that's, I believe, where I'm heading. I'm going to some peak called El Dente, which looks like a tooth. Google Maps is your friend. So here we go. If you don't know about the Mexican speed bumps, there they are. They're called topes, T-O-P-E, and they're all over Mexico, mostly in residential areas, and sometimes they're just in places that don't even make sense.
So there's a guard gate over there, and no pasa. Yeah, he won't let me pass. So apparently you're supposed to go somewhere else and then walk up the mountain to get to this place. So I'm gonna look for someplace else. Another place called El Barro, and that's another 31 minutes. But what the heck? Well, that was another fail. Obviously, it is a beautiful mountain back up there in those clouds, but it was another private community. So yeah, I guess the more privileged have all the cool places. I'm gonna have to do a little.
Mucho gusto que estén con nosotros. Entonces, por favor, visiten a todos los stands.
Stand in line for just about anything in Mexico. So check this out. We're at the Binance booth. They're standing in line to spin a wheel, I think, and it just goes out the door. Must be a hell of a wheel.
And so I'm here at Talentland 2022 in Monterey, Mexico, and it looks like they are attempting a world record. And from what it looks like to me, it is. This is the largest blockchain class, I guess, ever done, and they just had seats. Journey has come to an end here in Monterey, and now I'm off to Papantla in the state of Veracruz, and I'm looking forward to that. There's actually a lot more there than I had realized. There's some really interesting, something about high fly, these guys that climb up poles and swing around on ropes. They call the Papantla High Flyers, and I noticed some pyramids and stuff in the area, along with the other interesting reason why I'm going there, I guess I'll just discuss that later, but I had a pretty good time here in Monterey at this fine hooker hotel. Jesus Christ. But hey, it was cheap and I got done what I had to get done. So now it's time to hit the road. And we're all loaded up here. Heavy as ever. I would say I need to go on a diet because I'm definitely overpacked. So I'm going to have to say goodbye to some of my things along the way. I just have to decide what. On to Papa.
And away we go. I came back the other night and it was raining, and this is a tile entryway. It made for a very slippery and interesting entrance. Yeah, you can see the neighborhood I'm in.